Welcome to the beautiful forest of northern Arizona. Today's practice will be a very gentle practice focused on cultivating a mind-body connection and is perfect for days when you are low on energy or need to reconnect to yourself. You'll need a yoga strap, or if you don't have one, a belt works as well. You can take a moment to pause the video and get what you need, and we will begin by lying on your back in a comfortable position. When you have found a comfortable position lying on your mat, start to bring your attention inward. Let go of anything that happened earlier today. Don't worry about what you need to do after the practice is over. Just bring your mind to the present moment. Bring your attention to the points of contact with the ground. Feel the weight of your head on the ground. Feel the point where your upper back or shoulders meet the ground, where your hips touch, your glutes, your calves. Feel the weight of your heels. And check in with how you're feeling today. How are you doing? Beginning to bring attention to the breath. Bring the left hand to your heart, right hand to the belly. Bring your attention to your left hand. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the rhythm, the speed, whether it's fast or slow. Just focus on that beat. Sending some gratitude to your heart for all that it does without you even having to think about it. Bring both hands to the belly, feeling now the rise and the fall of the belly. On every inhale, rising up. Every exhale, going back down. Sending some gratitude to your lungs for all they do. And next, bringing your hands to the sides of the rib cage, feeling the expansion and the retraction, recognizing the work of the intercostal muscles, the muscles between each rib, and its role in expansion and retraction. And bring your hands finally to your collarbone, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Every inhale rising, every exhale lowering. And bring your right hand back to your belly. And we're going to put this all together, taking a 3-part breath. Breathing first into the belly, feeling the belly expand and rise. Then through the ribs, feeling them expand. And then the chest. Exhaling in the opposite order. Exhaling out of the chest, the ribs, the belly. Take one more breath on your own. When you've finished, bring your knees to the chest, hands on the knees, taking circles with the knees out and then back in. Noticing how this feels on your hips. And then reversing the direction, going in and then out, lubricating the joints. Then bringing the soles of the feet to the ground. On the exhale, let the knees fall to one side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fall to the other side. Let the breath guide the movement. So start the inhale, then the knees will come to center. Exhale, then they fall. Starting with the breath. Take one more breath here, and then bring the soles of your feet together. Knees fall to each side into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly. If this is too much of a stretch, you can always take blocks and place them under your knees, or rolled up towel or blanket, whatever you have around you to make it more comfortable. Just breathe into the stretch. Feel how it feels on your hips. And on your next exhale, bring your hands overhead and roll up to a seated position. This can either be cross-legged or kneeling. And start to pay attention to your alignment, feeling your sits bones underneath you, activating through the core and pulling up through the core, up through the pelvic floor, pretending like there's a string pulling you up from the top of your head, keeping a straight spine, letting go of any tension out of the shoulders, and start to take a slow neck roll, starting to the right and around, just breathing into any areas of tension. And take the head roll to the other direction. Next, exhale, meet me in a hands and knees position, making sure that your shoulders over your hands, hips are over the knees, and take a neutral position with your spine, meaning that we're keeping the natural slightly forward arch of the lower back and slightly rounded arch of the upper back, and activating through the core. Just holding that neutral spine, feeling how it feels. And begin to take any intuitive movements. So what I mean by intuitive movements is not moving from the logical mind or thinking about what you're doing, but just asking what the body needs and following that movement. Here that might be a cat or a cow, maybe a static position in a child's pose, maybe spinal rolls, circles with the spine. Whatever feels right to you in your body. Take a couple more breaths here, and then meet me in a low lunge, bringing the right foot forward, keeping the hips square. And here just taking some intuitive movements again, maybe rounding through the spine, maybe going back and forth. Just making sure that your hips are square and that your front knee isn't passing your toes. Just protecting the knee joint. Maybe taking some arm variations. Just asking and following the body. Take one more deep breath on this side. And then when you're ready, switch sides by bringing the left foot forward, right knee is on the mat, making sure that the hips are square and that left knee is not passing the toes, and taking intuitive movements on this side. just as we did the other side. Throughout the practice, we are going to continue to take time to ask what the body needs and follow that movement and paying attention to the signals of the body. So many times in life we're too busy to listen to what we need. And that's something that's important. Sensations or uncomfortable sensations are the body's way of telling us that there's something that we need to change. And sometimes that might not even be physical. Maybe it's something mentally or emotionally. Take one breath here and then come back into a toe stretch, kneeling and tucking the toes. This is a little bit of an uncomfortable position, but it really is a great way to stretch out the toes and the feet. Just take a moment to send some gratitude to your feet. They really do so much. Carry us through our day. If you're an athlete or if you've ever been an athlete, they are a big part of what enables you to run, to jump. And a lot of times we kind of overlook how much they do. Just breathe into the stretch and send some gratitude. Take one more breath here and then begin to shift your weight to the left side of the mat, bringing your right hand to the mat. Left hand reaches up and over into a side body stretch, stretching through the intercostal muscles, opening through the side body. Just connecting to your breath once more. Take one more deep breath and then begin to switch to the other side, shifting your weight to the right end of the mat, left hand down to the mat, right hand up and over. Feeling the side body stretch on this side. Take one more deep breath here. Then coming back up to center, shifting the weight to the right side, bringing your legs around and lowering down to your back. This is where you'll need your strap. Find the middle of your strap and place it around the arch of your right foot, bringing both sides of the strap into your hands and pulling gently toward bringing your foot closer to your face. Just bringing a gentle stretch. Leg is towards straight, but keeping a micro bend in the knee to protect the knee from overextension. And on the inhale, imagine breathing in positivity. On every exhale, release a little farther into the stretch. Your next exhale, bring the straps into your right hand and let the right foot fall towards the right side. Feeling the stretch now in the inner hip and not pushing any farther than you need to. Listening to your body, knowing when it's time to push a little farther and when it's time to back off a little bit. Take one more breath here, and then bring the foot towards center and transferring the straps to your left hand and bringing the foot towards the left side, keeping your hips on the mat and stretching into the outer hip area. And this is an area that we tend to hold a lot of tension, and so it's important to releasing postures like this to release that tension. Take one more breath here, then bringing your leg back to center. Release the strap and lower the leg back down. Taking a moment, taking a breath to notice the differences between the two sides. Not judging, just noticing. Maybe does one side feel more loose? And then bringing the left foot up and placing the strap around the left arch. Straps in both hands and a gentle pull towards the face. Just as during this practice we've taken time to pause and ask what the body needs or check in, I'd invite you to incorporate this off the mat in your life and pause and just ask yourself what you need. Take one more breath here. And then transferring the strap to the left hand, letting the foot fall to the left side, feeling the stretch through the hip. And again, when you practice this pause, it doesn't have to be something physical. It can be something that would help you mentally or emotionally. Maybe taking a break and doing something fun. Maybe it is taking a nap. Maybe it's journaling or some other self-care. And taking one more breath here and bringing the foot back to center and transferring the strap into your right hand, letting the left leg fall slightly towards the right. Again, keeping the hips grounded to the mat and feeling the stretch in the outer hip area. Breathing and releasing. And just as we've been talking about, taking a moment to check in. Check in with how you're doing, how you're feeling. Take one more breath and then lower your leg. Put your strap off to the side. Taking a breath, laying down, just noticing how your legs feel now. And bringing your knees to the chest. Hands come to the outside edges of the feet. Or taking your peace fingers around your big toes into happy baby position. Pulling a little bit down to stretch through the hips. Might feel good to move side to side or stay static. Maybe extending one leg and then the other. Getting into the hamstrings as well. Just again, listening to your body. Taking one more breath here and bringing the soles of your feet down to the mat and lifting the pelvis, coming into a spinal twist on the right side, knees coming into chest, falling to the right side, hips are stacked, knees are stacked, arms out to a T. You can bring a block or a rolled up blanket under the left shoulder if this is too much of a stretch. And just breathe into the stretch. Feeling the opening through the chest, through the rib cage. Taking one more breath here, and then bringing the feet back to center and switching into a spinal twist on that side. Pivoting the hips, letting the left knees fall towards the left side, stacking the hips and the knees, arms out to a T. Always twisting from the thoracic spine, from the upper back, and not from the lower back. And breathing into the stretch on this side. Take one final inhale and exhale here. And then you're welcome to take any last movements that you need before Shavasana. And when you're ready, extending your legs out to Shavasana, arms laying beside you. And some say that Shavasana is the most important yet most difficult pose. It's a time to fully relax. So to help you relax, just take a quick body scan, just taking a few moments in each area of the body. Every exhale, releasing tension and letting your body fall heavy onto the mat. And I will let you know when it's time to come out. To bring your awareness back to your physical body laying on the mat. You might wiggle your toes or your hands, bringing small movements in. Maybe taking a full body stretch and slowly rolling over to one side and meeting me in a seated position. And just taking a breath here. On your next inhale, raise your arms up above the head, bringing your hands to your heart, connecting once more to your heartbeat, to the rhythm, thanking yourself for your practice, for doing something good for your body, for your mental health. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart in Anjali Mudra. And namaste. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. See you soon.